Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the second episode of our Sports with Nugget. That's not the name of the pod, but we're gonna make it a bit better. We're gonna come up with a name very, very soon. So next week we'll have a name ready to go. On today's sports episode, big week of sport that we've gone through. So we're gonna get through the NBA opening day yesterday, so that's gone on. Obviously, there've been games today, so we'll get through that. Wembanyama, I hope that's how you pronounce his name, had his first game just before against Dallas. We'll go through that. We've got Ben Kroll, our NHL analyst. Is that right how you say it? NHL analyst. He's going to be taking us through what's going on in the NHL. I think my boys and his boys, the Las Vegas Knights, can't be stopped. So that's awesome. We've got live, or we're going to kind of talk about and go in what's going on over in the World Cup in the cricket. The Aussies are back. We spoke about it last week. They needed to win, three of the next three or whatever it was. So they've gone 3 from 3 since we last spoke. Maxwell with a crazy 100 off 40 balls. So we'll get to that. And then we've got the NFL. We went 1 from 1 last week. We had a pick. We picked the Thursday night game. We picked the winner there. I think it was plus 3.5 for the Jaguars. They got the Chockies, so we'll go through that again, see what's going on. Mahomes is back. The Chiefs looking good. That's not my team. We're obviously the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going no good. So, but I think first, before we get Ben Kroll on the line, our resident NHL man, he's going to be talking about the cricket as well. I think we just go over what's going on in the world of the NBA. So my sort of specialty, I have someone coming on next week who's going to be the NBA specialist or the NBA guest who's going to chat all things NBA. But I think we need to start off with the opening day yesterday. So we'll start off with the Lakers versus the Nuggets. So obviously the Nuggets had the ring ceremony. They were up and about. The Lakers tried to go into Denver into the Mile High and steal, kind of like go in there that a lot of trash talk. And if you're not across the trash talk, Mike Malone said, "Who's your daddy?" And there was some chance of who's your daddy to the Lakers bench after the Nuggets got the chocolates. Joker, unbelievable, triple double. I'll get the stats up, but it was something like 26. Let me get them up so we know what we're dealing with and we're not making any mistakes here. I'll head to the NBA on me phone here, but I think it was 26, 16, and 11. So let's head to the box score. The Joker, what did he throw us here? 29, 13, and 11. Is that real? Let me know. I feel like that wasn't right, but that's what they've got here. 29, 13, and 11. Triple dub. He was unstoppable. Jamal Murray came good late. He had 21. To be honest, the whole starting five got in double digits. So that's crazy. So, no hangover to start off with for Denver. They're looking really good. It's always tough to go back to back in the NBA. You got to have a really good side. And the Joker, Jamal Murray pick and rolls unstoppable. They were showing some stuff on, I think it was ESPN or Fox Sports or whatever it was. And it was just the last quarter pick and roll. Joker, Murray's just, off the pick and roll, either dish it to Joker. Joker had the ball. He'd either hand off or then it was just crazy. They did about 4 or 5 of the exact same play, but it all kind of ended up in a different result. One was, I think, Joker just backing down, easy shot. The other one was a Jamal Murray 3. The next one was like a Caldwell Pope 2-pointer. And then there was a pass. And then I think Jamal Murray might have been driving and he kicked it out to Michael Porter Jr. on the side. Swish. So they were unstoppable. They're looking good. But, I think the Lakers, but everyone's coming for Anthony Davis. He was absolutely putrid in the second half. Everyone's coming for him. I was, as everyone was, he had 17 in the first half, looked dangerous. Joker couldn't do anything with him. Obviously, offensively, Joker was huge as well, but he couldn't stop Anthony Davis on the other end. Davis was looking good. He had a couple of blocks. And then all of a sudden, he missed a couple of shots. And he disappeared again. What the hell's going on? This always happens. It seems to be everyone's critique of Anthony Davis. Come on, dude. We need ya. Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan. You know that. LeBron's a GOAT. We've been through that. We don't have to go over that now. But Levs was pretty good. 10 of 16, 21 points. Only played 29 minutes. And that's another talking point that we've got is he's on a minutes restriction for the time being. 28 to 30 minutes, they reckon he's playing. So, and he was just kind of fluffing about off the ball a bit. So they might get the ball in his hand a bit more, but obviously they're thinking more long-term moving into the finals or the playoffs and that sort of thing. So, we're gonna have to get some other, production from the bench. Austin Reeves was quiet. He had a 14, but 4 of 11 from the field. D'Angelo Russell was no good. He had a good preseason, but he was trash yesterday. Taurean, what's his first name, the big fella? Taurean Prince, that's it. He was huge. 4 of 6 from the three-point line. Huge first game from the Lakers. 3-and-D guy, really handy. We love that. Hachimura wasn't that good. Christian Wood, he's 3 or 4 on the field. Didn't play much, though. He only had 15 minutes. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. Lakers, they're still looking, they're okay. Going into Denver's a tough first outing. And then the other game was Golden State versus Phoenix Suns. Phoenix went into Golden State, got the Chockies. Close game, very good game. KD was relatively, held pretty well. Let's see the stats on KD. 7 of 22 for 18 points, but they couldn't stop Devin Booker. He was everywhere, especially late. So didn't watch as much of that game as the first one, but Devin Booker looked good. They obviously didn't have Bradley Beal, who's injured at the moment. So we'll see how they're going. But nice little start for Phoenix. Golden State, obviously the first time with Chris Paul, Curry, Thompson. No Draymond Green, so that's obviously a big miss for them. First game's always a bit hard to kind of digest or kind of review, especially when you got a few of your key players out. So interesting to see how it all unfolds. They're very small, Golden State. Although they played defense pretty well, especially Wiggins on Durant was very, very good. So interesting to see how it unfolds. And then the big game today, well, not the big game, but the big story, I guess, was Wembanyama having his first game in the NBA. Dallas ended up getting the Chockies. Luka Doncic was huge in the last quarter. Wembanyama had 5 fouls, so early on they had to take him off. He only played about 16 to 18 minutes because of the 5 fouls. I think he ended up with, I'll get the correct stats. So we're not missing it, but I'm pretty sure he only ended up with about 20 to 21 minutes. Let's take a look. 23 minutes, but still very efficient. 6 of 9, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Wembanyama. So not a bad debut. Just the fouls kind of took it away from him, and obviously impacted him. But he was big. He went on a 9 of the last 12 points or whatever it was in that fourth quarter. So showed some very good signs. But Luka was huge in the last. He had a triple-double as well. 33, 13, and 10 from 13 of 25 from the field. So very, very handy game for Luka Doncic, who could be my pick for MVP. The only issue there is, I'm gonna have to make some predictions moving forward. But the only issue is how Dallas are going to the West is so stacked, how Dallas is going to how many wins they're going to get. Are they going to be in the play-in, or are they going to be a top 6 seed? We're not sure. It's interesting to see how this fit will be. It didn't go too well last year. Kyrie, 10 of 24, he looked not too bad. Missed a couple of easy, a couple of sodas at the rim, which you normally make. So, interesting day. Clippers, and I'll give a quick little overview of the other game. Hornets beat the Hawks. Pacers beat the Wizards. Celtics beat the Knicks. So I actually didn't see that game. But yeah, Tatum had 34. So Tatum off to a huge start. Emmanuel quickly had 24 there. And Cavs versus Nets. So I caught the little replay of this. Donovan Mitchell scored 27 and hit the go-ahead game-winning 3 there's about 12 seconds left on the clock. Maybe did he push off? Let me know in the comments if you are watching in the comments. I'll get the YouTube up so we can see any comments floating through. But yeah, was there a push off? If you go review the footage, he's kind of got the ball, little bit of a push, maybe I wouldn't call it, but you never know. Some of the rest would have called that. Then he just stepped up late. They're down 2, laced a 3, put them up by 1, and then they held them in the last 12 seconds. So they had 2 shots at it and didn't get it. So, that was a bit of a rundown. What other games did we have? Heat bet the Pistons by 1 point. Raptors beat the Timberwolves. Thunder beat the Bulls. Pelicans, I watched a bit of that. Pelicans look good. And if you can, have a look at the 2 Zion dunks back-to-back. He gets past one, posters Jarrett Jackson, look, unreal. And then on the next play, good defensive stop, I think, from Ingram. Gets the ball, half-court lob, Zion, another slam. So back-to-back slams. That's a mad play. So Kings beat the Jazz. I think Harrison Barnes, 33. I think they scored about 19 3-pointers, I think they said. And then obviously the Clippers beat the Trailblazers by 12 points in the final game of the day. So bit of a rundown. It's all happened first game out the way. A few of the teams will back up tomorrow and play again. So we've got the Lakers versus Suns, which is another fun game, and we've got the 76ers versus the Bucks. James Harden's back. He kind of checked into the training facility because if he doesn't check in, he gets fined. It's something ridiculous, like $358,000 per game or something ridiculous like that. So he's back, and he just said he's there just so he doesn't get fined. He doesn't want to play. He's not there to he's not there to make friends or do anything. He's strictly there not to get fined. Doesn't want to play. So it'll be interesting to see if he actually plays or he just sits on the bench. Not sure what's going on. But Embiid can't be happy. They got the Bucks tomorrow. So Damian Lillard, first game. We got with the Bucks, obviously, with the Greek Freak. So that'll be interesting. And then Lakers versus Suns. First time KD and LeBron have played each other in like 5 or 6 years, which is quite crazy. But what we're going to do now, because what we'll do, I'll get a couple of bets on at the end of the show, but we're going to ring in our NHL specialist. He's been on the show before. We've got Ben Kroll. I'm going to get him up on. We're not going to be able to see him. We're just going to be able to hear him. So let's see how we go. Call him now. If he doesn't pick up, that's an absolute drama. Because then I'm going to... Hey! There he is. Live on the pod. Ben Kroll, NHL guru, they've been saying. That's the word around the street. Cricket World Cup analyst as well, I'm hearing as well. So how you going, mate?
Okay. Yeah, going well. Thanks, mate. Mid-house move, actually, so it's come at a good time.
Yeah, you're moving house. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, mate, yeah. What's that growth on your face?
What do you mean? That's a beard. The viewers love it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. They said, Nugget, keep the beard.
Yeah, I heard that.
So what's been happening in the world of the NHL? I know we were 5-0 at one stage, the big Las Vegas Knights, but what? So give us a bit of a rundown where we're at, what's happening, and maybe over the last few days or whatever you've seen.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Well, you're right. We were 5-0, which was a bloody good start for any reigning premier or any sport. You got a shorter pre-season. You might lose a bit of that motivation, that sort of thing. But
and Ted drinking frothies out of the cup.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, it goes on a massive tour on the NHL. Every player gets to take it to their hometown.
Rumor is they're still lifting that cup in that parade after they won.
They are. Yeah. A good stint, the boys. So now since being 5 and zip, they went 6 and zip, which actually equaled the longest winning streak to start a season by a reigning premier. Oh yeah. Since the Gretzky days.
Who was that? Was that against Kraken, or was that what day was that? No, that was probably. Here, let me just have
I can't remember.
Maybe a Monday.
Yeah. But yeah, so that equaled the record, and then yesterday they actually made their own record. So they were 7 and zip.
We're 7-0.
7-0, mate. Yeah,
what the hell's going on?
Last minute winner.
Yeah, it looks like against the Stars by the looks of it.
Nah, not the Stars, against Philly.
Oh, Philly.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, I am. The Stars.
Care of the Stars a few games back.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. So, so it's all on track. So this could be would they be the favourites in the bookies' eyes to go back to back, or do you know what's going on, or who's close up there?
Well, I mean, it's a bloody long season, so I mean, 7 games is nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, there's a couple of undefeated teams. Boston, they actually had the best ever home and away record last year, and then choked it up in the playoffs.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so they're 6 and zip, so they'll be up there again. And the Avalanche as well, they're 6 and zip. So yeah, pretty too early to call us faves, but yeah, we'll be right up there, mate.
We'll be right up there. We'll be lifting the cup again. And how's that? Who's the big? Who's been scoring the goals? Who's the big dogs for the Golden Knights? This same? Is it a very similar setup to last year? Do we lose anyone? Do we pick anyone up?
Very, very similar. Yeah, we lost one. So from what I can gather, that's not a lot of turnover for the NHL.
Yeah,
it's pretty rare for you to get such a roster back together again the following year. So that's probably a reason why we've started off so well. You're not betting in any new players really.
Yeah.
So it's been a pretty even start. We've got Jack Eichel's probably our star. He's the centre. Yeah,
just looking at that now, he's had 3 goals, 36 shots on goal, 5 assists, 8 points. I guess that's goals and assists together. That's 8 points.
Assists together, yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a pretty even spread, mate, which helps.
Yeah, they're getting through the games quick. It goes quick. 7 games already. Bloody hell.
Yeah. No, there's no mucking around, is there?
When we're taking the piss in the Pacific Division standings, we're up by 6 points already. Is that?
Yeah.
Here we go.
We won't see too many dramas in that.
What do we got? We got the so there's 4 different by the looks of it. So NHL. If anyone's new to the NHL, we got the Pacific, Central, Metropolitan, and Atlantic. And yeah, okay. So the Avalanche, 6 and zip. They're on 12. Yeah, Vegas, as you said, 14. The Rangers are 4 and 2.
Yeah.
They're not going too bad.
You know the Rangers,
yeah? Yeah, I know the Rangers. Yeah, I know them. And the Boston. Yeah, as you said, Boston Bruins 6 and zip as well. So that's good stuff. And I guess moving on now. Did you see Maxwell last night?
Mate, I saw about his last 3 overs.
Oh, did you wake up to it, or did you just kind of turn it on?
No, I was just turning it on. I completely forgot, to be honest. I looked earlier, saw we were going pretty well.
Yeah.
Saw Warner ton up again.
Oh, do you have another? So he's back a little bit.
He's back, yeah, back-to-back tons. I think it's 6 World Cup tons now.
Bloody hell.
Record.
Yeah. And because we're kind of back now. I thought we might have been dust, but rumour is are we 4th now? That's apparently
we're
that's
4th. Yeah.
So
and that was a big boost to the net run rate too. So
yeah, okay.
We're I think we're a game and run rate ahead now. So we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, and do you know who we've got? Because England are playing. They need to win. England, don't they? They got Sri Lanka tonight. If I head to the table here, they're if they lose this, they're pretty much dust, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they got to win out from here basically.
Oh yeah, they've lost 3. So do you reckon anyone's getting India or?
No, well, not in the league play. I mean, they'd be the favourites, but just the pressure, mate. They're going to have 100,000 plus. In the finals if they make it, and hopefully they buckle.
And the surprise, would we say South Africa surprised at second? I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah, I think so, mate. And if you see their net run rates through the roof.
Yeah, plus 2.37.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we kind of need to let's head to the matches and see who we've got coming up. So we got New Zealand on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
New Zealand on Saturday night, that'll be a big one.
4 p.m. start, so it's handy, but might be able to get a bit of. You probably could watch that whole thing.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Hopefully we're at the Cox Plate.
Oh yeah, we having a few frothies watching the Cox Plate. Might have to call McGuinness and see who's winning that. Get some tips.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not the horse guy, are you?
I'm not the man for that.
No, you're not the man for that. So we've got New Zealand, I guess. What are and India? England got India still as well, so they're dust. They are dust.
And us, they got to play us too. So.
Oh, yep. So we're.
That's the end of them.
And to be honest, though, I was talking to. I can't remember who I was talking about it. I hate how they're doing the cricket this, like how everyone plays everyone, and it's all a bit much.
Feels like it's dragging on forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, bloody hell, way too much. So I'm just gonna head while you are chatting. Any other? So who's been for Australia? Who's the best? Probably who's our best bat and who's our best bowl at the moment?
Well, I mean, Warner's 2 tons. I mean, that's helped us turn it around. That's been a big thing for us. I mean, Maxwell was unreal last night. It is only Holland, the Netherlands, so we'll see what he can do in the bigger games. The big Bison, he's got a ton as well. So, yeah, I mean, similar to the mighty Golden Knights, mate, it's been pretty even, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's kind of helping out.
Yeah. I mean, 3 different blokes have turned up. That's always a good sign. So, bowling wise, I think Zampa got another 4 last night. I think he might have got 4 against Pakistan as well. So, he's enjoying the spinning conditions over there.
For sure, that's Zam's. Now we've got a comment. A comment's come in and said, "Any chance seeing this bloke at the Cox this year?" That was the comment that's come through.
Was it big balls?
Big balls. It might have. It looked like it was actually from the account I'm on. So it could have been Foldsy in the background, just sticking it in. Right. Yeah. So that's what.
He actually promised me the price of coming on was a Cox Plate ticket.
That's what happens. You get the big rigs. You get the big rigs on the pod, and that's what you get. So if anyone else wants to come on, there's potentially Cox Plate tickets on the line as well.
Let's hope so.
Oh, any other thoughts of any other sports news that you wanted to touch on before we wrap up?
No, it was good to see the NBA kick off today. I'm sure you've been all over that.
Yeah, it was just talking about we're talking about the Nuggets. They looked too good for the Lakers yesterday. And Phoenix beat yesterday beat Golden State, but that was a bit of a no Draymond. I'll say no Draymond Green. It's hard to kind of it's hard to evaluate them, especially Draymond Green's so good for them. It's hard to evaluate them. So they're Lakers versus Suns tomorrow. So that's gonna be a ripper.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
So
how did the big Wemby go?
Yeah, so he had 6 from 9, 15 points, 8. But he had 5 fouls. He only played 23 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He had 5 fouls early, so he sat out for like 8-9 minutes straight at one stage. So that didn't help. But he's going to be unbelievable. So I'm going to head to the NHL. We're going to go back to the NHL. Just if you can give me one tip, I want to go for tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Let me head to the matches, so we can. I just want to see who we got. All right, tomorrow, Thursday, the 26th of October. I'll give you a few games, and you've got. There's only one game. Thursday's a quiet game for. Oh no, hang on. Today's Thursday. That's the issue. we got stacks of games. So what's your so we've got. I'll give you a little bit of it. There's so many. Bruins, Ducks. You know what? Let's just run through a couple of picks here. You pick them for us, and we'll see how we go. I'll give you 4 games, and we'll see how we go. Bruins versus Ducks.
Bruins, Ducks. I think the Bruins are doing pretty easy. 2 or 3 goal win there.
All right, 2 or 3. Let's go. Avalanche, Penguins at Pittsburgh.
At Pittsburgh. Look, I mean the Avs, they're due a loss, I reckon. I think at Pittsburgh, it'll be an upset, but I'm going to go Pittsburgh just.
Oh, I love this. See, that's the sort of stuff we get here. My boys, apparently, the Rangers versus the Oilers.
I think the Oilers, mate, they were up there in the pre-season betting to Stanley Cup. They got two superstars, not much depth, but I think it's time they put it all together. They've had an ordinary start to the season, but I think tomorrow they'll be back on track. Yeah, so do they have a draw? Can you have a draw in hockey? You can, yeah, and then it goes to a shootout. Oh, okay, because they're 1-4-1. Does that mean they lost the shootout or they won the shootout? I think it means they've won the shootout, yeah. Oh, okay. Yep, and then the last one that I want to get, who do we want here? Let's go the Wild versus the Flyers. I'll tip the Flyers to bounce back. They lost in a heartbreaker against our boys, but I think they'll be too good for the Wild.
There it is. There it is. So there's your 4 tips. We're going to analyse that next week, see how he went, and then we're going to, maybe get some actual bets happening next week. We might keep a running tally. So, all right. Thanks for coming on, Crowell.
Good on you, Nug.
See you. I'll see you at Cox Plate, apparently.
See you Saturday, Arvo, yeah.
See you. Bye. There we go. So that's our NHL man. That's the cricket guru, Ben Kroll. So he's right around it. He's a huge Las Vegas Knights fan. It's been good so far. Really loving the sports session. So we're going to have a basketball analyst as well starting next week as well. Hopefully we're going to get them on screen, zoom them in so it's a little bit better, better ran. But before we say goodbye, we're going to touch on the NFL and then what's been going on there. So we'll head through the standings, and from last week, the Miami Dolphins are ahead of the AFC, 5 wins, 2 losses. Buffalo Bills 4-3. They had a terrible loss last weweek. New York Jets 3-3. Coming off the bye last week here. Patriots 2-5. Not much happening there. Baltimore Ravens 5-2. They're ahead of the AFC North and looked very, very strong. I think one of their better games on the weekend. They just looked good. Lamar Jackson was just on fire. So his total, if anyone's been following Lamar this year, his total offensive passing yards is 1,610, rushing 363, but he's staying more in the pocket. He's trying to be more of a passer this year. So looking good. They're looking really good. So, it'll be interesting to see how we go, but let's head back to the live ladders. We got the Eagles ahead of the National Football Conference, the NFC East. I forgot to mention that the Kansas City Chiefs are 6-1 AFC West. Jacksonville Jaguars ahead of the AFC South 5-2. So it's all tracking well, and Mahomes looking good. Kansas City looking really, really good. Moving into they got an easy game this week. I think they got Denver Broncos this week. They'll win that. They'll make it 7-1, and then they've got a few tough games. So it'll be good to see, good tester for them and see where they're at. Philly is 6-1. Cowboys 4-2. They bounce back after getting smacked the week before. Detroit Lions come off a bad loss, 5-2. So they'll be looking to get back into things next week. And you're getting the W for next week. We've got the Falcons 4-3, head of the NFC South, and the 49ers, who had a bad loss again in the NFC West, are 5-2. So let's move on to the schedule this week. We've got tomorrow. So last week we had a win. So we got the matchup tomorrow, Thursday night football, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Buffalo. We've got Tampa Bay 4.20, Buffalo $1.23. So obviously big favourites, Buffalo, coming off a terrible loss. So they're going to want to bounce back. Tampa Bay, they're not going too bad. Let me go in. I think the quarterback there, what's his name again? If you know in the comments it's just Baker Mayfield. That's it. So Baker Mayfield, he's playing not too bad. So it'll be interesting to see how they go tomorrow again. Like at Buffalo's always a tough trip. So let's get up. I'm just gonna head to one of the betting sites, and if you are gonna have a little bet, as always, gamble responsibly out there. Just a little flutter, nothing crazy. Nothing that's gonna break the bank. So I'm gonna head to the NFL matches. Yeah, so $1.22 for Buffalo Bills, $4.35. Let's see what the handicap is. Plus 8.5. See, that's a tough one. So that's a lot of points, 8.5 to give to. They're 3-3. They're not too bad, Tampa Bay. So my head says we're going to go Tampa Bay plus 8.5. You're getting more than a touchdown. Seems very generous, especially the way Buffalo have been playing. Obviously, they're going to be looking to bounce back. But yeah, that's juicy, plus 3.5. And we'll run through a few of the other games that a little bit of more meaningful games. A bit of a, maybe not meaningful, but I wonder what they call it over in America. The New York Giants versus New York Jets. If it's in Australia, if you've got the derby, you've got when West Coast Eagles play your Fremantle Dockers, that sort of thing. So I wonder what they're called over there if it's the derby. Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh, 5-2 versus 4-2. So that's an interesting game. We've got the Rams versus Dallas. So Dallas be looking to kind of carry on their win from last week. Philly, Washington, there's not much happening there. Cleveland, Seattle, so that both 4-2, so a big game for them. There's not much else happening. Kansas City, Denver Broncos, that's going to be an absolute bloodbath. And then you got your Monday, you got your Cincinnati Bengals versus San Fran, which Cincinnati Bengals aren't doing that good, 3-3. Joe Burrow's going to have to. I think. Oh, is he still injured? Have we been? Is anyone across Joe Burrow and what's going on there? That's the wrong game. Don't do me like this. Sometimes the internet in this joint is absolutely puke. But yeah, well, that's okay. We won't even get into that. But they need a win, and they need a win. They need a good win to kind of get a bit of confidence about them. And then my boys, the Las Vegas Raiders, take on Detroit. So, and that's on Monday Night Football. So that'll be good. Tuesday, 11:15 a.m. if you're in Melbourne. So go the Vegas boys. Let's get going. So that's going to do it for us down here. So I'd like to, if you, as I said, we got the bet for today. For tomorrow is Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 8.5. So that's gonna be our bet for today. So hope you enjoyed today's pod. Was there any comments live on the pod? Let me just quickly check before we wrap up. We'll get some more people in next week. More interactions to and fro. But yeah, it would just be heard his missus won't allow it. Unsure. It's just some good banter on the chat. So thanks everyone for watching. Have a great day. And I'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow. Fancy Frothy Friday. And remember, we're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 p.m. But tomorrow is Fancy Frothy Friday. But we've got a guest, Jordan Sanderson, who's a local legend, drifting in the cars, that sort of stuff. So all that